So we are left with colors now. Elements of interior design are like the pillars of interior design. Okay, so we covered that last week, and I left out the colors, right? And so that's what we want to do now. One of the major things in interior design, as an interior designer, that would affect your work is your color combination, your colors. Okay, in fact, in any kind of designing, uh, whether it's graphic designing, architectural designing, fashion designing, colors are very essential. Okay, it contributes to the essential aesthetics, and then the how do you call it, the texture in a space, right? Okay. So to begin with, your when it comes to colors, there are three primary colors that nature gives you. You don't have to mix anything at all to get them, right? And these three colors are red, blue, and yellow. Okay, nature gives these colors to you. You don't have to mix any kind of color at all to get them. I think it's a bit clearer this way. Yeah, you don't need to mix any colors at all to get those three colors. So every color on earth that you can find, right, can be traced to these three colors, because it's a mixture of these three colors, and the product you get from the mixture of those and continuous combinations that will give you any kind of color that you get on this earth, right? So they are called the primary colors, right? Then we have the secondary colors. The secondary colors are the colors that you get by mixing any two of the primary colors. Okay, any two combination of the primary colors will give you the secondary colors. Those are purple, green, and orange. Okay, so what do you think gives us the purple? What two combination? Red and blue. Okay, how about green?
Red and blue.
Red and yellow, and then orange.
Red and yellow.
No. Red and yellow rather give you orange. So blue and red will give you the green. Is that okay? Right. Then we have the tertiary colors. Now the tertiary colors are not limited to those colors there. Every new color, in fact, you can create a new color today. If you decide to go and get some combinations and begin to mix, eventually you get a color that is not out there, right? So every new color you can get out there is a tertiary color, right? And you get tertiary colors by mixing any two or three colors, either primary and secondary, or two tertiary, and the product you get, you mix it with maybe a primary color or a secondary color. I mean, you can do any kind of combination to get any new tertiary color. Is that okay? All right. So the tertiary colors are unlimited. Now, universally, it's been accepted that you can do any kind of color combination for any kind of design you are doing. Okay? But universally, it's been accepted, okay, that certain combinations work well with each other. Okay, so based on that, they created what we call a color wheel. Okay, and this is what you refer to as a color wheel. This, right? Now, on the color wheel, you see that you don't find all the colors there, right? This is because these are the main categories of colors that you would find. All the other colors are a family of any of this. So assuming you take maybe the red at the top there, right? You will find wine in there because wine is in the family of red. You will find burgundy in there because burgundy is in the family of red. So it doesn't mean that the color you see on the color wheel, that is that exact color. But all the colors that are in that family, when you take red, any color combination in that family combined with another color, do you get it? Does that make sense? Please stop me at any time to ask any question. Is that okay? So it's been universally accepted that this color wheel, right, certain combinations on the color wheel work well, and so through that they've developed a system, okay, that cuts across all the areas of designing, whether graphic design, architectural designing, interior designing, you name it. right? Good. So that is what we want to look at right now, the different design techniques. There are 5 of them, okay? However, I always tell my students that don't limit yourself to these 5 schemes. The new styles that you see out there that people are coming up with that look beautiful, if they limited themselves to this, you will not have seen those beautiful designs. Okay, let it be a foundation for you, like a stepping stone. Okay, so you start with this, is the basic, and it's like a building block for you to now explore, okay, your creative juices and do much more than this. Is that okay? All right. So let's delve into it quickly. Let me see. Okay, it's recording. So the first system is what we call the analogous system, or the analogous color scheme. Okay, this is what the analogous color scheme says. It says that, so for the basis of this lesson, right, I'm going to make green always my base color. So you need to always have a base color. Your client will definitely have a favorite color. That will be your base color. Or if they don't even have, you in even selecting for them would always have your most dominant color. That will be your base color. Is that okay? So for the purpose of this lesson, I'm going to use green. Okay. So for the analogous color scheme, it says when you choose your base color, so in this case green, select the colors to the left and right of it on the color wheel. And that will be your color palette or your combination that you're going to go with for your designing. Is that okay? I expected a question that I'm not getting. Anyway, you can see that on the color wheel, you don't have a certain group of colors there. We call them the neutral colors. And you can't find them in the family of these colors. White, black, brown, and then ash or gray. Right? Those colors, we call them the neutral colors. So you don't find them on the color wheel. Those colors, you are at liberty to use them any way you like with your combinations, and it works perfectly. Is that okay? All right. So for the analogous color scheme, it says select your base color and then select the two next to it, left and right. So if I decide to go with red, I'm going to go with what? This and this. If I decide to go with yellow, I'm going to go with the orange here and this one here on the color wheel. Or whatever is in the family of those colors. Is that okay? All right. So this is a typical example of the analogous color scheme at work. This is a scene, okay, using exactly what we selected from this color wheel. These 3 color combinations. Is that okay? Right. Now, if you look at it carefully, I want you to what are your observations on this color wheel? I know I'm not going to say anything, but let me just see if you just a little that we've gone through right now. Any observations? Just trying to dissect what the designer has done here. Based on the colors we just spoke about. Anyone?
Maybe the floor mats.
Mm-hmm.
The color.
What about the floor mat?
It's not within the colors.
It's not what?
It's not within the colors chosen.
Okay, the colors chosen here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's within, but it was chosen amongst, like, randomly amongst the colors that provided it.
Okay. Randomly on the color wheel.
Yeah. But there's this, I don't know whether there's some orange.
This one?
Yeah.
This
With
one?
the frames to the.
Yeah, the frames.
And the lamps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's giving that this color. I don't know whether it's orange.
This.
or-
Which one? This one.
On the color wheel.
Okay, on the color wheel. Okay.
Yeah.
This
No,
one.
no,
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a hint of it all around.
Around. Okay. All right. Okay. Majorly, if you watch critically, just watch the walls. That's your most dominant surface, is that not?
Yeah.
Right? But you can see that it's not in any of the colors. It's a neutral color. So what the designer has chosen to do is, in order to make this work, just imagine you have any of these colors on the wall. It will be very loud. Do you get it? Or make it a bit dark. So what the designer chose to do was to give the most dominant color to a neutral color. Then he now plays around with these colors that they've chosen here. If you watch the carpet also, this is more of a neutral color as well.
So you did mention about the base color. That's the green. Your base
Yes,
color.
a green. Yeah.
So is it that your base color? Yes, I was thinking that your base color should be the
Dominant color, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay. There's a rule. Okay. It's in a note, so don't worry. There's a rule that says don't do more than 3 colors in any design you are doing. Whether fashion, graphic design, architectural design, interior design, any kind of design, not do more than 3 colors. However, I would not advise you not to do more than 3 colors. You can, if you know what you are doing. It can make your work too noisy if you don't know what you are doing. But if you know what you are doing, it will work and it will look beautiful. For instance, take this scene that we have here. If you count the colors, they are more than 3. This is because this person knows exactly what they are doing, and so it's still beautiful. So there's this thing that says, a rule of thumb that says don't do more than 3 colors. Now for those 3 colors, they say do 60, 30, 10. There's what we call a 60, 30, 10 rule. Your most dominant color should take 60%, then the second 30, and then you have 10%. However, when I say that do more than the 3, what I mean is this. You can have other colors in there, about 3 or 4 extra colors in there, but it should be very negligible, almost insignificant. So little items in there of different colors to give a different contrast to what you are doing. It makes the thing beautiful and makes it work. Okay. However, the reason I'm bringing that up is if you take any room, what will be your most dominant surface in the room? Your walls, right? So for this person to make that, what they did was that they rather give that 60% to a neutral color. And let me add this: neutral colors always work with any color, especially white and ash or gray. Any color in this world, they will work with it. Do you get me? So what they do is that they give the dominant color to the white, and that allows them to now play around with other colors and still makes it work. Does it make sense? Oh, you are not okay.
Is black neutral?
Yes, black is neutral.
So let's take the walls being black,
Okay. Go ahead.
but everything is like the same. Will it look good?
Okay. So black, mostly you use it as an accent color. Okay. You can't just go and paint a whole room black. However, people are now doing it anyway. That's how come I said, don't limit yourself. Open yourself to advantage. That's the only way you come out with new things that others will rather even copy. Have you realized that now people are now painting the outside of their buildings black? I don't know if you've seen it. A lot of people are now painting the whole building black. It's amazing. Some years ago, maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago, you would never have thought it possible. But one person adventures it, looks nice, now everybody is doing it. Do you get it? So black, for instance, we always use it as an accent. So if you have this place, you are painting it maybe all yellow or something, then you select what you call your accent wall or your feature wall. Then you can make that black, and then you have some design just to create a contrast. Does that answer your question? So you will not make the whole wall black, but maybe a portion of the wall black or something like that to create a contrast. Do you get it? Yeah. Okay. Right, so that's the analogous color scheme. So when you go on the color wheel, you select any color, you select the one to the left and right of it. That's another.
So basically, the analogous is more like selecting colors based on a straight line.
Yes, so choose your base color and then select left and right. Just go left and right of that color. That's all. That's analog. It's as simple as that. Choose your base color, go left and right of it. Yeah. So based on what that is, that's it. So 3, 1, 2, 3. That's all. 1, 2, 3. In any direction. The only thing is that if you do the 1, 2, 3, you may not know which one is your base color. Do you get it? Because, for instance, if you are designing for a company, they would definitely have what they call their brand colors, and in their brand, there's the one that is definitely the dominant color. That should be your base color, and then that should lead you to choose the rest. Is that okay? Okay, so that's the analogous color scheme. That's the 60-30-10 rule that I was talking about. Okay, you have time to go through all this. I've sent it already to you. You have not been in on the platform in the WhatsApp group. You are on it, so you have access to the materials. Good. Okay, so all this is the analogous color scheme. Okay. The second scheme that you want to look at is what we call the complementary color scheme. So the complementary color scheme says pick your base color, in this case green, and take the color that is opposite. The idea with that is that things that are usually opposite complement each other. Okay, so that's how come black and white mostly complement each other. Okay, opposite. So pick any color on your color wheel and then pick the color opposite it, and the two should work. Okay, then again, like I said, I always remind my students, don't limit yourself. Okay, be adventurous. Okay, right. So that's the complementary color scheme. Okay, just pick your color opposite, and this is a classic example of that. Now, if you watch these two colors, that's what has been used to create this scene. Okay, if you watch, you see that the colors are not the same as what is on the color wheel. It goes to buttress what I was telling you earlier. It doesn't have to be the same color that is there, but it's in the family of that color. It's a shade of that color. Is that okay? Then mentioning the word shade brings to mind another thing. You see that we've always been saying shades of a color. Shades of blue, shades of red, or whatever. It's actually wrong. Okay, we say when you say shades of a color, you are talking about the darker versions of that color alone. Okay, so when you say shades of a color, you are talking about a color being mixed with black to give you a shade of that color. When you mix a color with white, you get a tint of the color. Okay, then when you mix a color with ash or gray, you get a tone of the color. So you have tints, tones, and shades, not just shades of a color. Okay, so you have a tint of a color when you mix it with white. So the lighter version, basically, you can just put it this way: the lighter version of a color is a tint. Okay, the darker version of a color is a shade. Then in between is a tone of the color. Is that okay? Let's continue. So this gives you a classic example of the two there. Then if you select maybe yellow and purple here on the color wheel, okay, nature gives you a classic example of that, of the complementary color scheme. They are opposite on the color wheel, purple and yellow. So it's complementary.
How did they come by the color? How how they designed it. You made mention nature gave us a classical example. So I'm trying the color wheel, does it exist in nature or it's
Okay, so the
someone
designers may
created it?
definitely have had a foundation. So, like I said earlier, they've had certain colors that complement each other, and based on that, some designers will came about that, okay, let's create a color wheel. Put this color here, put this color here, put this color here, so that when somebody looks at it, this color and this, and when they do this combination, it works. When they do this combination, it works. Okay, so it would have been based on experience. One person's experience, another person. So then somebody will use it to create that color wheel that everybody can now go to and say, okay, based on this, okay, I can do this combination based on the scheme that has been created, and it will work for me. And then it's been accepted by the subject areas. Is that okay? This is this is a scene example of this, clear example of this one. But you can tell that the shades and the tones are different. Yeah. There's also another example of that. Right? Another example of that. Then we have the one we call monochrome, or the monochromatic color scheme. The monochromatic color scheme just says that choose your color and that is it. You are not going to add it to any other color. However, what is going to happen is that you are going to be using tints, tones, and shades of that same color. Do you get it? You are not combining it with any color. You are just going to use the different shades, tints, and tones of that color. That's all. However, a caution. This has the tendency of being very boring if you don't know how to use it well. You enter the space and then everything is just the same color. Like that. Exactly. It has the tendency of being boring. If you know how to use it, if you are skilled with it very well, you can create something beautiful. Okay. So you need to know how you can bring in some neutral colors in there, little touches of other colors in there. Though your idea is the monochrome and you want to do different tints, tones, and shades of that particular color, so that is dominant, right? But you need to be able to bring in little things, okay, into that space that kind of liven it up. Okay, let me take you to this picture. Okay, so the tints, tones, and shades, this explanation of it there. This scene. So if you look here, this is a typical green background. You have all your greeneries around, right? But watch how the person has managed to liven up this scene just by flowing. Watch the white vases in there, right? And guess what? There's a white wall opposite. So what the person does is that he puts a mirror there to reflect the white wall. That's all. And all of a sudden, this thing is no longer boring. You look at it, there's life on it. So you see how you can use your mirrors and just little things to liven up. So if you want to do the monochrome anytime, you need to be able to just apply little touches to make it look nice. Is that okay? Yeah. Then the next, okay, so these are all scenes of monochrome. Okay. The next one, the fourth one, is what we call the split complementary. The split complementary color scheme. The split complementary says it's like the complementary. Pick your base color. However, don't pick the opposite one. Pick the colors to the left and right of the opposite color. Does it make sense? Kofi, you look perplexed. Are you okay? It doesn't make sense. It does. It doesn't. Okay, simple. This is my base color, green. If it was complementary, which color would I have chosen? Red. Okay, but split complementary says what? I should pick my base color. Instead of picking my complementary color, I should split it and pick the color to the left and right of the opposite color. Does it make sense now? So simple. If this is my base color, yellow, okay, my complementary color would have been this. But I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to pick this and this instead. Okay, if I pick this color, this would have been the opposite color, but I'm not going to pick that. It will be this and this. So my color combination will be this, this, and then this. That's a split complementary. Okay, it has the tendency of giving you some very beautiful designs if you go with it. Split complementary always gives you some. If you mix it nicely with your neutral colors, right, you get some very beautiful designs like this. Okay. Right. Then finally we have the last one that is called the triadic color scheme. Okay. Who was saying when we did the styles of interior design? Anybody? You were here the first day. Okay. You remember the Bohemian style? Okay. The Bohemian style is a very colorful style. Right? So we didn't do the styles. So you're not here for the styles. So it means the styles was last week. Right? So you were so the Bohemian style, right? The Bohemian style is a very colorful style. So when you get a project that has the basis very colorful, playful colors, quickly you know the color scheme to go for. Triadic. Is that okay? When you begin using it, the moment you know the theme for whatever design you are doing, you know which style to go with. Okay, so this gives you the Bohemian style. Not just the Bohemian style, but like anything nice and playful, you go for this kind of style. Okay, that's the triadic. So this is what the triadic says. The triadic tri is 3, right? So triadic simply says, pick my base color, then I'll count 3. 1, 2, 3. But I'll not pick that one, I'll pick the next one. So it means 3 in between the colors. So 1, 2, 3 again, pick the next one. If you count, it will come back to the original one. 1, 2, 3. So space your colors by 3 on the color wheel, and you get the triadic color scheme. So pick any color. You pick your yellow, count 1, 2, 3. You pick the next one. 1, 2, 3. Pick the next one. 1, 2, 3. And it comes back to original. Is that okay? Gideon, is that okay? All right. So that's the triadic color wheel.
So with this, you can't just pick just 3 colors. You can pick more than.
Yes, that's what I've been saying. That you can do more than 3 colors. You don't have to stick to just the 3 or if no for any of the color schemes. Okay, the idea is that there's a universal rule that says don't do more than, if you really want your work to be neat, don't do more than 3 colors. You can stick to that. But I'm saying that you can push the boundary and throw in, do 5 colors, do 6 colors. However, just make sure that 3 of them are more dominant, more solid. The rest are just little things on little surfaces. So it is not too much, to create too much noise. Do you get it? They can be literally negligible. If you watch all the scenes we've been doing so far, they are more than 3 colors. But you would always see 3 colors as dominant. The rest are just little touches here and there. Is that okay? Yeah.
The color scheme. Which one is the most widely used?
You can't point at any particular one. As for the usage, people use different ones. different. And today, if you like, you can even Google it. You see that people are creating their own. That's what I'm this is the universally accepted. That's what I'm saying. Make it your stepping stone. Do you understand? Don't let it box you in. When you are starting, fine. You can just to gain your confidence, you can limit yourself. Okay? But as you gain confidence, don't let this limit yourself. Okay? You go across the world. Designers are not limited. They are always pushing the boundary. Because that's the only way you can come up with something that is personalized to you, your style, or something that is not just the ordinary. If everybody was doing this, you see that when you go on the internet, everybody's design is the same. But it's not the same because everybody is not depending on just this. They'll use it as a stepping stone, but they'll add things. Do you get me? So push the boundary. That's what I would advise you to do. Right. So before we go on, I want you to. I know all of you were not here for all the classes, right? But based on the ones you've been here for, because we've learned a lot, I want you to dissect this picture for me. There's a lot going on in this picture that the things we've studied would. So what I'm saying is that now, based on what you've learned, you should be working like with the eye of an expert, an interior designer. I want you to dissect this for me. Maybe Kofi, I can spare. No, I can't even spare you because you have the videos. It means you've watched, right?
So there's so many things going on, but there's space.
Okay.
In there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everything is positioned very well.
Everything is positioned very well, yes.
Lighting. So what really are we looking for? What's the first thing?
Dissect the picture for me based on all that we've been learning so far, not just today. Look critically. Nas, you were here first day. Gideon, you were here second day. Kofi, you have both videos. Look critically and dissect this for me. There's so much going on there.
Is it a plant?
Not just the plant, the whole thing. Okay, let me give you a clue. Say again.
That would be good.
That would be good. Okay. Who remembers the element of design called form? Form. Form has to do with shapes and the mass or the volume of objects. Based on that, what do you see?
There's a lot of shapes. There's an oval, there's a circle, there's a rectangle, a whole lot of shapes.
Mm-hmm. So what about those shapes? Okay, let me just explain. Let me move on. You see, the room is rectangular. If you watch it, it has straight lines, square or rectangular, whatever it is. Right. Watch your chairs. Your sofa is what has straight lines. You have your rectangle, right? Your nice rectangles and all. So ideally, what we should be going for is what? A square or rectangular carpet, right? We should be going for a square or rectangular coffee table. Is that okay? But watch this person. You can tell that either they really wanted to bring this type of carpet in, or this is what they have to work with, the coffee table. So in order for this to make sense, what does he do? They bring in a carpet with the circular edges, right, to cause the center table to fit or not to be out of place. Okay, even the if you look at the center table, it still has this angles and the straight lines. Okay, that fits perfectly with this. Is that okay? Watch your walls. Okay, you have your curtains, your wall itself, everything being blue. Okay, and I see they deliberately throwing this carpet here just to complement that also. Okay, I even had a student who went as far as, I didn't take notes. If you watch the books that I even arranged here, the selection is spot on. Particular colors deliberately selected and put in there. So your details, the reason I just asked you to do this is that your details, you see how we are applying the theory aspect that you learned. Okay, so if this is my dining table, this rectangular table, and I want to bring a round carpet here, I need to make it make sense. If my rectangle will be on a round surface, then I need to make it sense, make sense. How? So maybe either I use a round wall art or mirror or something, a chandelier that is round. Then all of a sudden this thing will not look out of place. But imagine everything is rectangular and square. Then you come and put a round object in there somewhere. That is significant, not insignificant. Okay, if you have something like this, it's insignificant. It really won't. But something that is insignificant, you come and put it there. Okay, and it has a different form or shape. All of a sudden, you see, somebody will, there's something off. Is that okay? So attention to detail is very important when you are doing this. Okay, right. Now on your color wheel, just like lighting, we did lighting last week. We said lighting, another way we categorize lighting is into warm and cold lights, right? It's the same with colors also. You categorize colors into warm and cold. Okay? Now, you choose this color scheme or lighting scheme based on the ambience you want to create. Ambience simply means atmosphere. Based on the atmosphere you want to create or the ambience you want to create. And we have two, which is what? Warm and then cold. Same with the lighting we did already. So we are saying that we have warm colors, the colors that are on top of the line, and then we have cold colors, the colors that are below the line. And there are spaces you can use them in. Okay? When you want to create a space that feels cozy and more enclosed, or you have a very large space and you want to make it feel smaller than it is, then you go with warm colors. Okay? Then you use cold colors for spaces that are big, small, and you want to give the illusion of it appearing bigger. Okay, you go with cold colors. Is that okay? So that's another categorization of colors. That's the tints, tones, and shades. Is that okay? Mixed with black, you get darker shades. Gray, you get medium shades, then lighter shades for the tints. Okay, right. So that's the color. Now let's do color guide, and then we can go to our software. We all brought our laptops, right? Now, colors have meanings. It's called color psychology. Okay, psychologists study this as well. Okay, so this has scientific basis, and color psychology, people who know it utilize it because it has tricks it plays on the body and causes the body to react in certain ways. Okay, yeah. So manufacturing companies who know this, they are packaging. They just don't do packaging for packaging sake. They package to what you trigger certain feelings within you to make you make certain decisions. Is that okay? Yeah. It's powerful. Those who know a lot of stuff always gets you to act in a certain way without you even knowing. How many of us have read the 48 Laws of Power? The book called 48 Laws of Power. You haven't. You should. You can control human behavior without the person even knowing that you are controlling them. In fact, they think they are rather even controlling you. Meanwhile, you know exactly, and people use this a lot. Marketers, they get you to do what they want you to buy. They make you think you are making the decision themselves. Right? These are powerful tools out there that you need to know. And colors is one of them. Okay. Right. You know, even with your dressing, sometimes you wear a certain dress and it's a certain color and you are feeling confident the whole day. You wear another color to another day, and Charlie, that day, nah, you don't know. It's like nothing to go well. Yeah, it's the color treats the body in a certain way. Do you get it? So let's look at them. The first color is the color green, right? Okay, color green represents fertility, right? It represents health. Okay, it represents relaxation, distressing. So you want to create an ambience that distresses, that makes you relax. That's the color to go with. Okay, colors for recuperation, that is recovery from a sickness. Okay, this is the color to go with. It relieves and provides both mental and physical relaxation. It helps us treat depression, nervousness, and anxiety. So a client says, "Oh, I'm designing something for myself, for distress, for relaxation." These are one of your color choices. Okay, so I didn't get it.
No wonder when I go to my room,
No wonder when you get to your room you sleep.
It's so true because when we go to the hospital, the doctor always prescribes us using a green paint
Yeah.
because of our eyesight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't understand because
Why?
sometimes
Yeah.
I like to explore different colors too, but
He's
all
always
the time
limiting.
green. So I'm
Yeah.
like, our house has to look green. It has
Yeah.
to look green. All
There's
the
a
time.
reason. That's it's the doctor. Usually, one of the subjects they learn is psychology as well. It's color psychology. It's a subject in psychology. Yeah, and that's where this is taken from. Yeah. So colors don't just, they are used specifically. Yeah. So that's the reason. That's the reason. It aids recovery. It creates that peaceful ambience. Yeah. Its tone is always relaxing to the body, and it tricks the body to always relax. You are in a green. That's how come, when people want to distress or relax, they always like to go to the bush, forest, greenery, nature. Nature is always green. That's the reason. The color green itself always tricks the body to like sort of relax, get into a relaxed mood. Okay. So typically also, if you want to function and you always want to be active, like maybe your office or the work environment, this is not a color to go with. You want people to be productive. You want people, even though it's a color for fertility and all, but if you want people to be active and be always action oriented, this is not your color to go. Yeah. All right. So is that what it's perfect for bedrooms and living rooms, right? Okay. So that's a color green. Then we have a color blue also, which is also similar, right? It's a calming color that shows creativity and intelligence. Okay, it's symbolic of intelligence, symbolic of wisdom. Okay, it's a color that symbolizes loyalty, strength, wisdom, and trust. Blue has positive effects on the mind and the body. It's a color of the spirit. It evokes rest and can cause the body to produce chemicals that are calming and exude feelings of tranquility. So this is also another very good color for bedrooms, right? If you want a calming atmosphere, right? It's another very, especially the lighter shades. They're very good for relaxation, right? So perfect for bedrooms and bathrooms like that. Okay. Then we have the color red, which is a total contrast to the two previous colors we've done. This is a color for heat, for action, for energy. This is a color, it gives you energy. It's like an energy booster. Yeah. And actually, this color kind of induces you to take action. It makes you decisive. It makes you to take decisions fast. I don't know if you've observed, but there are some companies, when you go there, they always have a touch of red in their reception. This is the reason. This is the reason. You go to some shopping malls and places where you need to buy, they want you to buy what they are selling. You see that they always have touch of red. This is the reason. Red would always, you see packaging, they always have packaging that has red in them, right? This is the reason. If you watch a lot of children's things, toys, food items, like things that children use a lot, they always have a touch of red. It is because, and the children are attracted to it. Okay, and it always so when a child sees the thing, immediately they begin to cry. Buy this for me, buy this for me, buy this for me. That's the reason. They may not have even seen the thing before. They are just crying simply because of the color. They are attracted to it. So it's a very decisive color. It's an energetic color. It's kind of it increases the human metabolism. You can't relax in this kind of atmosphere. It always makes the human body work extra. Is that okay? Yeah. That's how come I think it's associated with blood. Right? Yeah. It's passionate. Okay, so then again, you can't go and paint a whole room red. So we use it for accent. Okay. You can pick a particular wall and then that wall is red, whereas the rest of the walls are a different color. Right? So you use it as an accent to create a contrast.
So maybe the tint of this color could give
that same effect, yes. Your wine, your brick, the rust, all those things, they all give that same effect. Yeah, we have brick red.
The ones on the brick.
Yeah.
Like orange.
Yeah. They when you see it, it's not so red like the red. Okay. It's not pink too. It's not pink too. Even this one, I was talking to the owner. I learned this is not red. Though. I learned it's called burgundy. Yeah, I learned it's called burgundy. It's not red. It's called burgundy. So some of these color distance, it can even get confusing. Because how do you tell me it's not red? But I learned it's not red. It's burgundy. So that's the color red for you. Okay. Then we have yellow. Okay. Yellow represents freshness, happiness, right? Positivity, clarity, joy, optimism, remembrance, intellect. It's also another very good color that represents the mind. Okay, intellect. So it's a very good color for classrooms. Okay, it can be warm, it can be cheerful, it stimulates mental activity and muscle energy. This is also another very active color. Okay, you can't go and paint this color in your bedroom. You won't relax. You won't sleep well. Right? Okay, so it encourages communication, enhances vision, builds confidence, stimulates the nervous system, and it's related to learning. So very good for learning areas. Okay. Then again, yellow too is a color you need to be careful with its usage. Too much of it. Just in my words, too much of it at times it's even offensive to your eye. I don't know about you, but me personally, when yellow is too much, it affects my eye. It's like I don't want to have a look at it. Right? You may have to, yeah.
So it's very necessary that every section of the room is supposed to have colors that like represent the energy that you want.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe for the living room, it being like making
A relaxing
living a working environment.
Exactly. So for somebody, their living room, they want it to be lively.
Mm.
So that will determine what you do for them. For somebody also, they want their living room to be a relaxing place. So if you go and use a color like green and blue there, it's fine. Because that is the ambience they want to create. So that's how come on the first day, if you remember, we studied about what your client's brief. Know the preference of your client, what the space will be used for, what the client is hoping to achieve, what their goal is, what their lifestyle is. You need to delve deep into what their lifestyle is, because all that is going to determine what design you come up with. So if the person's lifestyle is one of, when they go to work, they are so busy, they come home tired, you want to create a very relaxing ambience for them. So that will determine the kind of colors, the kind of items you use in the space around.
So maybe you might have a stubborn customer, then you're advising them on colors that would like them, but still they have it like in their mind that
this is what I want.
So can you put like hints of colors that you know it will
Exactly. Yes.
in a way so that it will like fuse the
Yeah.
colors that
So if they are stubborn, because as for those clients, you meet them a lot. Whatever advice you give them, they still want to hold on to. So it's up to you now to try to just throw in little hints there that will help their situation. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's your brand also. If the thing is not well done, they will tell their friends that, why they will it's so company. They are spoiling your brand. So you throw in hints there. Some can be so stubborn to the extent that what they are even asking for, you know very well it's not even safe. It has safety issues, right? In those circumstances, I always advise walk away from it. Personally, that's what I do. Go and look for who will do it for you. As long as it is tied to safety, I'll walk away from it. If you're not listening to me, I'll walk away from it. An example, the client saying, I want this particular tile in my bathroom because they are going to see it in somebody's house. And you are telling them that this tile is not safe for a wet area. And they won't listen to you. You may have to. Yeah. Sometimes what I'll do is that I'll do all the projects for you. I'll tell you that bathroom, I won't touch it. You get your own tiler to come and do the tiles, then I'll do the rest of the things. Do you get me? So I know that one, my hand is off it. Yeah. So as for those clients, you meet them plenty. They don't want to listen to anything. Purple. This is a color that is associated with royalty, right? Achievement, wisdom. Okay? A certain class, people who have reached a certain level in life. Okay, this color is always. If you go and study about a lot of these associations and professions and things, there are certain levels that when you rise and you get to, the colors that they use for those people is purple. Right? So it's always associated with wisdom, extravagance, dignity, wealth, luxury. Okay, that's what the color purple is associated with. So you are designing for such a person. You can always, not too much, like you put touches of this color in there to show the level they've attained in life. Is that okay? Yeah, that's what purple is. Then we have orange. This is a color you will see in a lot of restaurants. Why? Because this color and the brown color actually makes the body feel hungry. Yes. Read it. You can even go and research on it. This color makes the body release chemicals that makes the body feel hungry. So these are classic colors for kitchens, restaurants, and dining areas. Okay. You watch most restaurants. Major colors you see that they combine a lot of brown or orange and white. There's a reason. They know they know exactly what they are doing. It always makes you feel, because it tricks the body to release chemicals that tells you that, oh, Charlie, go get something to eat. You're hungry. Get something to eat. That's what it always does. That's one of the qualities of the color orange. Okay, so it combines the happiness of yellow, okay, and the energy of red. Okay. It represents enthusiasm, fascination, happiness, creativity, determination, attraction, blah blah. So it increases creativity and stimulates appetite. Okay. It's a popular color in restaurants to encourage the feeling of hunger and contentment. Okay. So used in dining areas, kids' playgrounds, restaurants, kitchens, among others. Pink, right? It represents caring, compassion, femininity, and love. It's a positive color that inspires warmth and comforting feelings. The pink color has a calming effect on our emotional energies. So this is another calming color. Maybe that's why ladies are calm than men. Are they even calm than men? It can relieve feelings of anger, aggression, and neglect. There are studies confirming that high amounts of pink color can have a calming effect on the nerves. Okay, so you use in girl bedrooms, living room, bathroom, girl spaces, and more. Right? Turquoise. Turquoise is a blend of green and blue. Right? This color actually, there's another color that has been created that is the same color. You can even Google it. It's called cyan. Cyan. Right? It's the same as this turquoise. Okay. But I think it was created because there's that confusion. You don't know whether this is blue or green. If I ask you an answer, some people say it's blue, some people say it's green. So I think it was created that turquoise will be more towards blue, cyan will be more towards green. Is that okay? Yeah. The color turquoise calms the nervous system and increases level of creativity and sensitivity. This is also a very calming color, and it's a very good cool color. If you have a space that is not too big and you want to give the illusion of size, right? You always use turquoise. It's a very good calming color, right? Then we have gray, my favorite color. That is because gray would work with any color you want in this world. Put gray, if you don't know what you have a job or a contract and you don't know where to start from, start with gray or ash. It will work with any color in this world you bring along. It's a very good color. It's a go-to color. It's a very formal color too. So when you have a formal setting, offices and stuff like that, gray is your go-to color. Okay. Then brown. Brown is the color of the earth, right? Like I said, this is a good color for restaurants. This color in orange makes the body release chemicals that makes you feel hungry. Okay. So it's a very good color for use in kitchens, living rooms, outdoor spaces, restaurants, among others. Okay. Then white. White stands for creativity, peace, tranquility, comfort. Right? It's a positive color and it's associated with purity, innocence, light, goodness, heaven, brilliance, illumination, spirituality, and perfection. Okay. Then again, this is also a neutral color. All the last three, this one is a neutral color, this is a neutral color. Right? And they work well with other colors. Okay, apart from black. Black, you just have to be a bit. It doesn't work too much with just every color like that. Right? And then black is also a neutral color. That's a light color, last color. However, black is a very classy color actually. Very, very classy. Very, very elegant, right? It's a mysterious color. And its absorption of all colors and the absence of light. Black contrasts well with bright colors. Be careful with this color, however. Okay? In interior design, use it in little amounts and in very bright and large spaces. So if the space is already dark, don't go and use this color. You make it worse. Yeah. And this is a very good example of how to use this color. You see the use of mirrors in there to reflect light, just to create a contrast on the wall. Some white vases in there. And all of a sudden it works perfectly. Okay. Please, any question before? Anybody with any question? We are all okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's bring out our laptops. You want to be charging? Then sit here. Why don't you sit here? There's an extension board there, however, so you can put it on the table if you need it as well. You can put the extension on the table. So our software is online based. It's online based. So switch on your Wi-Fi, right? When you switch on your Wi-Fi, the school's Wi-Fi is called DSD staff. You see DSD admin, not that one. But you see DSD staff when you log on. This is the password. Ish. You show you. Yeah. When you jump. So this is the password. So this is the password, right? So it's there. So it's six hashes. Star 6 hashes star ID. So it's there. Then you connect to the password, like to the Wi-Fi. Take it up from there. Nasiru, you were the only one here when we did the measuring. Did you bring a paper? You don't have it. Okay, so it means you guys may have to do a quick measurement before we go on. Okay? Because that is also a very essential part. Since it was only Nasiru, let's quickly go through that before. But you connect your laptops to the Wi-Fi so that after you finish drawing the floor plan and doing your measurements, we'll come back to the software. Is that okay? So when you finish connecting, let me know so that I will open the slide on measurement and quickly take you through measurements. Then you can do the measurements. It's not connected. But have you seen the DSD? No admin. There are two, right? If you try admin, that password won't work. It's DSD staff. There's DSD admin and then there's DSD staff. Use the DSD staff. Okay? You connect it. Okay. You don't have the external mouse here. You do. doing what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. Don't do the admin, the stuff. Kofi, yours is still not connected. Have you seen you found the stuff, DSD stuff?
Yes.
Okay. This is another thing. You need to watch. Sometimes the hash may be showing on your keyboard, but it's not really the hash. So you need to on the password, make the password visible so that you know whether it is the hash you are typing or not. Sometimes it's at a different place on the keyboard. Yeah. Sometimes it says star there, sometimes it says hash there, but it's not really that one. Maybe it's at a different place. So you need to look for. The keyboards are always different, so know how to take your floor plan. It's very important because for every project you go and do, you will draw the floor plan and you will take measurements. Very, very key. You can't run away from that. Okay. And in fact, you know that from next month you'll be switching to Sundays, right? You are aware, right? Okay. So when we switch to Sundays, I think the first Sunday, you are going to take the floor plan of this whole building. That will be for your project work. That's what we are going to use to do our project work before you get your certification. Okay, so it's very important to do that. So I need to teach you the floor plan. Now we did that on the first day. So Nas was, but he didn't break his own. So we are going to do it right now. Then you take the measurements. Then when you are done and there's enough time, we start with the software. So let me quickly take you through measurements. Now, there are two systems of measurements in the world. There's what we call the imperial system and then the metric system. The imperial refers to feet and inches. We've all heard of feet and inches, right? And then the metric system refers to millimeters, centimeters, and then meters. Is that okay? All right. Now, in Ghana, even though our artisans like using the imperial system, that is not a formal accepted system in Ghana. The formal system or unit of measurement in Ghana is metric. But our artisans like using the imperial, though some of them are changing now. Okay? So for any formal document you are doing, maybe to go and take a permit or something, if you do imperial, when you go, they will tell you to go and change it. And you have to go and redo your work. So I always advise, do the metric, be used to the metric. Only use the imperial if you have to. Maybe the people you are going to work with don't understand the metric and you have to use the imperial. That is the feet and inches. So it's good to understand both. Is that okay? But for me, I don't even know why people even do the imperial. The metric is so simple. I don't know why the artisans like the imperial. So let's continue. So like I said, imperial is what? Feet and inches. For the feet and inches, 12 inches makes one feet. 12 inches makes 1 feet. Then for the metric system, we have the millimeters, centimeters, and meters. Is that okay? I think I've sent you all the slides already. The metric system, the smallest unit of measurement is the millimeters. Okay? 10 millimeters will give you 1 centimeter. Let that be at the back of your head. We'll look at it on the tape measure right now. Okay, 10, I said what? 10 millimeters will give you 1 centimeter. 100 centimeters will give you 1 meter. Okay, that means 1,000 millimeters will be that same 1 meter. Is that okay? It's very simple. I'm coming in the break. Okay. So let me explain it to you guys here. Can we come around? So this we call this one the surveyor's tape measure. Okay. And this is the carpenter's tape measure. This you see around a lot. This is a surveyor's tape measure because the surveyors they take longer distances. You know they work with land. They can be doing with acres and acres of land. So you can find this small round hole. This is the smallest of their tape measure. They have the very big ones, right? This is the smallest. For the surveyor's tape measure, anytime you are going to use the surveyor's tape measure, okay, watch this. There are some of them, not all of them. There are some of them you don't have to fold here like this and say I'm starting from here. You get it wrong. There are some of them it actually starts from here. Yes. So you need to watch. How do you watch? You watch it there. So you see, for instance, from here to here, you see that that's 1 unit, right? And this 2, which means that if I watch literally from here to here, it's the same thing as from here to here. So that tells me that this one has to be included. You get it? So sometimes when you watch, you see that clearly it's been included. The one starts from here. That way, it means you need to start measuring from here. If you do this, you get your measurement wrong. Is that okay? So that's the surveyor's tape measure. That's what we're using mostly. So let's focus here. Now, if you take your typical carpenter's tape measure, the top here is the imperial, feet and inches, right? And then the bottom is your metric. Okay. So let's do the feet and inches first. So if you take your typical, I said what? 12 inches makes what? So if I start calculating, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you see the 12 one, everything the 1 foot. Right? So if I say, show me 1 feet 6 inches, where would it be? It will be there on 8. If I say, show me 1 feet 6.5 inches.
1 feet
6.5 inches.
18.
Exactly. So it will be 18 and a half. Okay. So that's how you work with the feet and the inches. Okay. For the imperial, okay, the metric, the the millimeters is the small. So you see the tiny like that. So you see 1, 2, 3, right? So in order to get 1, we'll count this small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's 1. Then you count this one, 10 of it moves to the next one. You get me? We say 10 of that, right, makes what? 1 centimeter. So it means that this one you are seeing here is not 1 millimeter. It is 1 centimeter. Because you would have counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is the millimeters. Okay? 10 of them, that will bring you here to this one. That is the 1 centimeter. So this is 2 centimeters. That means how many millimeters? 20 millimeters. Exactly. So you continue like that. So this is what? 10 centimeters. And that is how many millimeters? 100 millimeters. Exactly. Okay. So if I continue like that, so you see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, like that, all the way. Okay. And I get to the 100. This is what? 100 centimeters. That is how many millimeters? 1,000 millimeters. And that is how many meters? That is 1 meter. So it means that all the numbers below this 1 meter here, it is 0 point something meters. Do you understand? So this 90 here is what? 0.9 meters. It is 90 centimeters, and it is what? 900 millimeters. You see how very easy to maneuver between them? There's the meters and millimeters. It's just either taking away a 0 or adding a 0. You know how when you are taught mass, the point. So if I have 9.28 meters, okay, and I want to convert it to centimeters, just move the point 2 times, so it becomes 928 centimeters. Okay, to make it millimeters, it becomes what? 9,000, because you add a 0 to the 928, so 9,280 millimeters. It's very easy to remember between them. Please, does it make sense? And you now know how to use it on the tape measure too. Right? So let's draw a floor plan. To draw a floor plan, this is what you do. Can somebody lend me a pen? I'm going to use my table as an example. That's what I've done here. So this table. A plan simply means an aerial view. You are watching from up in the sky. Is that okay? So if you say we are drawing a plan of this room, the idea is that you are up in the sky and the roof has been taken off. What are you going to see? You are going to see lines representing the walls as shapes. Exactly. You get it? So if I say I'm going to draw the plan of this table, the idea is that I'm up in the sky and I'm seeing this table. So what do I see? So for there, I draw this line. Then I draw this line like this. Then I draw this line like that. Then here I see that it's not straight. So I do that curve like that. This is the plan of the table. You see how I did not include the legs and anything? Is that okay? So those will be my walls. That's how you draw it. Okay. Then this is how you represent a window in architecture. Okay. Then for a door, this is the assumption. You assume that as you are up in the air, the door is open like this. What will you see? You will see a stroke, which is this. So you do a stroke like this. The arc here is just to represent the arc for swinging the closing. That's how you represent it. Very simple. However, if you have multiple hooks, right? And that's where the problem is. Draw. And then, how do you call it? The measurement is always easy. Alright? But don't worry, with time, as you work,
That's when you are working with a 5 or 6 bedroom house.
yeah,
You need to sketch every
you have to, and I'll explain to you what is that using software. Or maybe I can explain to you now. The reason you need to sketch is this. I can confidently tell you, I do construction. I'm into construction and interior design and all that. 99.9% of every home you go to, what the architect drew on his plan is different from what has been built on the ground. If you go and you depend on what the architect has drawn and you use it to come and do your interior design, you will go and everything is out of place. That is because, number one, artisanal mistakes. Masons will make little mistakes. Number two, as they are building, you try to have, when you are building your house, you will do the same thing. Oh, Charlie, this door is there. Let's change it. Let's expand the door a little. Let's change it. Let's make it a sliding door. Let's put the window here. Let's expand this room. This room is supposed to be 12 by 2. Let's make it 14 by 16. You make little changes before the building is completed. And so what the architect
is not able to revise.
Exactly. The architect's plan is what you are following, but you make little changes to it. So what is on paper is not what has been, it's on the ground. 99.9%. Do you get me? So if you go to site and you want to go and depend on the floor plan of the architects or the blueprint, you get it wrong. Do you get it? Number two, that you will need a floor plan to design your building. Most property owners will not even give it architect's drawing. Secondly, you will need if you need it on your list, you need a software, and no architect will give the soft copy to a client. It will always be printed out for you. Every architect will keep the original soft copy to himself. So when you go there, you need to draw the floor plan yourself. You need to go and execute it. It's part of an interior design. So.
That's what I'm saying. I have a 6-bedroom apartment, steady area, kitchen.
I am doing a project currently. It's a 3-story. Actually, I had to. We had to do everything, take the measure. And that day, I was coming from another project site in Kusuma, and I decided, oh, let me just pass there and just quickly do this thing. So, and when I got there, I was so challenging. The mini measurement at once, so I don't have to come and pass there again. Once I got there around 1 in the afternoon. When I was leaving, there was about 6:30 almost. And I was leaving because I couldn't see anything. It was dark. And then the following day I had to go back to work. And because of the darkness, I cut myself and this thing, that's another warning to you. This thing, it can cut like something. It's slightly like blade if you are not careful. So in holding it, you need to be very careful. I advise that you always use this thing. It's a mechanism here to lock. Okay? But locking it also sometimes will be a hard thing. To me, I've trained myself. I'm able to hold like this. And when you have the place it cuts is when you have extended it and you decide, oh, let me release, let it come. The thing is, you see, as you are working, fatigue is setting in. Do you get it? Sweat and not cry. So your mind will not wash it out. So when you are releasing, just hold it. What I do is hold here and hold here. Then release. When it gets here, hold again. Hold. Bring it. Hold. You are on the safer side, no matter how tired you are. Otherwise, you'll be slicing yourself left, right, and center. Is that okay? Okay. So let's all draw the floor plan of this room. Okay. Then let's take the measurements. If you're able to finish on time, we can begin to. We'll create, as whatever the case today, I'll create an account for you for the software before you go. Because I want us when we come next week, we delve straight into it. So let's draw the floor of this room. But in taking the measurements, you work together as a group. Okay, I want everybody to be involved. Okay, so it doesn't mean just 2 people will be taking them, all of you. Once a while, change, swap, so that everybody will know how to do it to be used to them. Type COOHOM www.cohome.com. I'm going to sign out so you see what would come up, and then we can all use that if it's possible. So, let me sign out so that you see the interface that you should be getting. Now, if you type in the COHOM correct, now be careful. It is not COHOOM. I said COOHOM. If you go and type the other way around, you get it wrong. Just go to watch the screen in my browser, the top there, COOHOM.com. You type that into your browser and then enter. Yeah, so go into the login now. Okay. When you get there, you are going to see log in, and then you see sign up. Do you? Just like it's in mine there, right? You see login, and then you see sign up. Don't go to the login since you don't have an account yet. Okay, so I could have just gone straight to login. So don't go. So you go to sign up. Click on the sign up. When you click on the sign up, you will see continue with Google, right? It will ask you continue with Google. Click on that one. Click on the continue with Google. If the laptop is yours, you see that your internet email address will come up. Your Gmail address will come up. So just click on the Gmail address you want, and it will automatically open an account with that Gmail address on COHOM for you.
So
continue with Google. But you don't remember yours, so you have to continue another way. But that another way, you need to have an email address that you know the password that you are going to use to continue with. You have done so. Okay. When you get there, please don't go and do anything. If you get lost and you go into another distance, I won't mind you. Because I've not told you to go anywhere else. Just get to this point for me.
I want to use a different account.
There are some people, when you tell them we'll do this, before you do it, they are doing different things. They do now call you, oh, I can't get it. I won't mind you. If you go and do something I've not asked you to do, I won't mind you. So create account, go to this and create account. Type the email address you want to use. Then type the password. Then you can now use that to create the COHOM. Let's wait for everybody to get to the level that we should be at. So Nasiru, when you are done, then you let us. Okay.
I'm going to use a different account, but I think I'll continue with the
You continue with that old one. Okay. And don't worry. You can create many accounts as you want on Koho. So you can create this one the current account and then you can use another Gmail address to create another account. So just that you need to know which project you are doing in which account. Do you get it?
Sure.
Yeah. You need to know which projects you are doing in which account. That's all that matters. So you can have multiple accounts. You are done. Have you used it to open a Google account?
Yes.
So you've signed in.
Yes.
Okay. Nasir, you also signed in.
Yeah, I should go continue.
So continue with Google, and you see that your Gmail account will come up. Select the one you want, and it will sign you in. I thought you said you were signed in. Are you down? You are? Okay. So do we all have this interface I have here? Does somebody have a different interface? Then let me check and explain to you why. You have a different interface. Okay. Good. You are not lost. Okay. Right, you also not lost. Let's see.
I've tried using Chrome.
You have tried using Chrome
Yeah.
because I see different projects there.
Yes, I've tried learning how to use it.
So, yeah.
With a mood board too. Canva. Can it be used
Yes, so Canva is for mood board. So we will do that later. Yeah, we'll do Canva for mood board later. But usually, personally, I feel mood board, Charlie. When you are going to do a job for the person, you are going to do the 3D impression for the person already. Why do I need to show you mood board? Samples of pictures of the things I'm going to be using, and beside those things, I'm going to still, because I'm going to use the 3D from Chrome to do it for you. I'll select those samples too from Chrome now to do the mood board for you. So I feel it's a stage I always skip it. It's not necessary. Yeah, it's back in the day when we didn't have technology that you need to carry those things. You carry tiles, you carry the type of wood, and to show the client so that they can select which. Yeah, but if you are going to do a 3D to show the person, just do it when they like. Can we change this? Can we change this? Simple. You make those changes for them. You move on. The execution of the project is more important. So you can collect your cash.
Can Chrome work on the phone?
Yes. However, you know why the laptop, for instance, I'm asking you to get an external mouse. It's because even using the laptop mouse is so difficult. It's designing you are doing. So if you go to your phone, so for personally, I don't even have the app on my phone. I feel it's a waste because when you are doing, it's so difficult navigating, and so I prefer my distance. Yeah, when you are designing, mostly it's best with your external mouse, and it's easy to work, dragging things, and it's very easy and fluid. You get it? So, but they have the app version, so you can download onto your phone. You can even download it onto your machine if you want the app version. Yeah.
Does it work same as this? With the app version?
With the app version, yes, but then you still need the internet anyway. So, same thing. Yeah. Okay. So first things first. So if you have used Cohome, you'll see you have multiple projects. So for this account, these are the projects I have there. Okay. Now you would have multiple projects. So the projects you have at that point in time will be displayed there. Okay. Now I am going to explain the interface to you step by step. Where you are, so for you, Kofi, where you are, click on draw. This one. Good. Then it brings you to this interface now. Here. Okay. Then you can still do that same thing here. So this is what we are going to do. Before you start doing any work, and we will end it here today, right? You need to set your unit of measurement. You never forget that. Okay. So to do that, come to the left panel here. Okay. This is where your projects are displayed. At this point in time, you have not entered into any project yet. Okay. So you want to start up by setting your unit of measurement. The first thing you see there is what? My project. That's where we are now. So your projects are on display. Then you have your because I clicked on it, so it's now loading again. Then you have your personal library, right? If I click on it, personal library will take me to things that I've uploaded onto Cohome myself. Okay, such as other 3D models. Anything you have to upload onto Cohome has to be a 3D, because this is a parametric tool, it's a 3D tool. You can't take flat surfaces onto Cohome. Okay. So the personal library will show me that. Then you have AI gallery. I'll explain that to you later. Your video, I'll explain that. Photo studio. This is where we want to come to your user center. Okay. So scroll down to user center. When you get there, you will see settings after that, right? Click on your settings. When you click on settings, under settings will come up. When you don't click on it, you will not see it. But the moment you click on settings, under settings is customization. Do you see it? Good. Click on the customization. When you do so, it will open a new interface to you altogether. You are lost there. Okay, so I think it's taking you a bit further. So let's see. Where's your mouse? Is the mouse working? Is it connected? I think it's not connected. That's not battery. No, it's what's it called? Okay, you put it. You put it on Bluetooth. It's connected here. now you see the settings. You see the settings. Then you go to the customization. Are we all there? So are we all in this interface now? You didn't see the customization? Click on the settings first. Click on the settings. Have you clicked on the settings? Have you seen the customization? Click on the customization. It should bring you here. You are not here. Yes, if it's a bit different, it's because sometimes yes, don't worry. So have you also used Code before?
I've logged in
Once before, okay. So it's also giving you something that usually beginners are not given. Okay, it's giving you the option of choosing between version 5 and version 4. So version 5 is a pilot version. They are piloting it. However, there are some improved things on version 5 that you get on version 4. You get it. So version 4 is fully released. Version 5 is not released yet. They give it to some people. When you are using it, they will release it to you. And then some for time they will ask you questions, improvements you want to see. Okay. So what I advise you to do is that select this one so that it's 4 or 5 you can navigate between which one you want. Okay, if you have the interface. So select that here and then you will have this interface. Do you have it now? This interface. Good. Go to the top. You see currently it's on general settings. On the top, you see the tab is on general settings. Change it to usage preference. Right? The moment you change it to usage preference, look in the middle here, you see a unit of measurement there. Right? Good. You click on the drop down button. Okay. And then we have the unit of measurements that are available on Google, both metric and imperial. Unfortunately, we do not have centimeters. Yes. I don't know the Chinese, they don't use centimeters. So we have millimeters, we have meters, right? And then we have the imperial. Now with the imperial, if you want to do, anytime you want to work in imperial, don't do fractional inches, feet with fractional inches or fractional inches. Please. Otherwise, you are saying you want to do 1 feet 3/4 inches. Is that how you want? Exactly. So avoid the fractions. Just do decimal. Either decimal inches or feet with decimal inches. Simple. Okay. Good. So personally, you either choose the meters or millimeters. Personally, I like to work in millimeters. Okay. Personally, I like to work in millimeters. So for the course, I'm going to leave it on my default millimeters. So you select. If you don't like the millimeters and you want meters, select the meters. It's up to you. Okay. Once you finish selecting that, right, to go back to the interface where you should be, go to my project. Don't go, if you click on home, it will take us back to the original page, right? We want to go to our projects, right? So we'll click on my project on the left panel here, and it will open up your projects to you. And this is where now you can create a new project. Next week when we meet, I'll begin explaining the interfaces to you, and then we'll work from next week, right? So please, next week, please ensure if you need whatever you need, make sure your mouse is working, everything is working. If you need a Chrome, get a Chrome, everything on point. When we come, we'll begin designing. I'll explain the interface to you, we'll begin in actual work. Is that okay? Please, next week, let's try and come in. Okay, 8 o'clock, let's try and be here already, so we can have enough time to do. Because what I do is that, at first, I used to just come and teach you. I go my way, you go your way. I'll go and practice in the house. If you don't practice, it's up to you. But I realized people were not getting value because people are too busy, don't find time to. So although you finish the course and you've not really seen the value of the thing you have come to learn. So what I do now is that I'll teach you in class and I'll give you time to practice what I've taught. so that before you go home, at least you have practiced the thing, you've seen how it's used, so that it excites you, gives you an interest in the thing to now begin using it, so that you get your value for what you're doing. Is that okay? So let's come on time so we can have enough time to do all that. Right? Okay. So we call it a day. Thank you guys so much. Any question? Unless there's any question. Please, when you go during the week, I've not started teaching you in details of the 2 years. Don't go and do anything and you get lost. Or before you come, you've messed up your account or something. I beg you. When we begin using it and you know how to navigate around, then you can begin exploring. Okay? Alright. A new email account. Why you don't like your email account or what?
I like it, but then I've used it on Google before to have
A fresh, okay. So you can create it like a new, like I said, I personally have like about 5 different accounts on Google. You can use, if you have different email accounts, you can use it to create multiple accounts. Yeah. I have one for my business, one that I used to teach, and then I have a personal one. You can create multiple ones for you. Get it? Yeah.
Is Cogom the only software for Israeli?
Okay, so there are plenty softwares. You have 3D Max, you have Rhino, you have how do you call it? SketchUp, you have countless, plenty. But if you are asking for an interior design software tool, the best out there on the market is Cogom. The others are 3D artist tools. Let me explain the difference. So if you ask me to use 3D Max or SketchUp or Rhino or Blender or any of those to design this room, for instance, I am going to do everything from scratch. I have to model my table, model my chair, model my curtain, model the AC, model the flowers, model the remote, everything I need, the socket, everything. I'll have to model everything from scratch. So for this single room, it may take me a week or more. Right? Cogom says you are not a 3D artist, you are an interior designer. So they want to save you that trouble. So what they have done is that they have employed 3D artists who develop all these things, your laptop, your plugs, your air freshener, fan, AC, everything you need to do your design. And they put it somewhere called a library. So what you do is that come, pick what you want and design the room the way you want. All you need to do is draw your room. Once you finish drawing your room, pick what you want and design your room. Simple. So what somebody on SketchUp or Blender will use 1 week to do, in 30 minutes, I'm done. You get it? So when it comes to interior design, SketchUp is the best. When it comes to, say, modeling other things, okay, for instance, we want to be able to model stuff, so a product launch or something, we want to just model the product, alone and do animation or something. Maybe it may be SketchUp, it may be Blender, it may be Cinema, any of those softwares. So do you get a difference now? When it comes to architectural tools, Revit is the best. Do you get me? When it comes to beautiful modeling, having things look very photorealistic more than anything, Lumion. So everything has its own positive. Do you get me? But for interior design, this is the tool to use.
Cogom.
Yeah.